All right, you guys, what is happening? It is Bill back at the wall of tools, and today we're talking about a fun tool, something that's a little lighter hearted, and actually one that I just got. So I don't have the operating history that I'd normally like to have before reviewing, but I'm gonna move forward anyway because for the couple days I've had it, I absolutely love it. And I think it's worth talking to you guys about. And that is the Tradesman neck light. You can see that I'm wearing it right here. It's by one of my favorite brands, Duluth Trading Company. And this thing is just awesome. It is a hands-free flashlight that is specifically designed for a lot of the problems that I face when I'm outside, working, in the garage, things like that. This thing is just so handy. So I'm going to take it off so I can show it to you, and then I'm going to put it back on and we can do a little demo, show you how it works, and it's pretty straightforward. So this is, like I said, the Tradesman's neck light by Duluth Trading Company. It's really simple, pretty straightforward to operate. You can see on the front here, each side has a power button right here and here. So you can turn the sides on and off independently. It's got a neck band here, which is just a kind of maybe not a sandpaper, just a little bit of a rough grip finish here, kind of a standard plastic. And then these guys right here that have a nice rubber finish grip with the on-off button. This is a little chunkier, you can see, because it's actually housing a AA battery in each of these side lights. And this is where the magic happens in these lighter gray portions. And this does come with two AA batteries, which is, I think, really classy. Nice that they don't leave you hanging expecting you to bring those for it. So you slip it on, and first things first, you click it on, you can see it turn on. It's going to turn on in high mode, and I've got two on. And you can see it just rest like that. If I click it again, it's going to bring down to low mode. And the way they say it is that there are 200 lumen output in high mode and 100 lumen output in low mode. I'm going to leave it on low just because I think it's going to be kind of funky with the camera. Actually, I'll turn it off. I don't want it to mess with the camera. You guys see, it's fairly bright. It's not the brightest thing I've ever seen, but it's definitely the equivalent of taking a flashlight and pointing at something. One thing that I absolutely love, and this is where it just kind of blew me away, is the fact that these guys, so the individual lights are on this kind of rotating arm, so you can angle them. You see I've got it like this, and again, I don't want to turn it on because it'll point right at the camera, but you can see I can point it kind of level with my eyes like that. I can point it down if I'm working, and I can have them independent. I think it'd be kind of a crazy setup where you need to look forward here and down, but you could split your light that way. So it's just really flexible. Now, I wouldn't be jogging a marathon or anything like that, but this has a really nice, comfortable finish. It sits really nicely on your neck. It doesn't take very long before you forget that it's even there. And I would contrast that with like a headlamp. Like I've got some headlamps, the Energizer ones that I got from Costco, and they work great. The only thing that I would say kind of as a comparison is they do tend to run through their batteries a little faster. And it's this elastic thing on your head. And so oftentimes that just gets hit, it gets knocked. If you're wearing a hat like I like to when you're working outside, that headlamp can kind of get in the way. Let's say it's really cold and I'm taking my trash out, which will happen, right? And in Wisconsin, it gets dark early, especially during the winter, so it's cold and dark. I'll have like a big beanie on, and then it's kind of hard to get my headlamp just situated, and this makes it so much easier. It's really nice. They say the battery lasts for 3 hours in low mode or 3 hours in high mode and 6 hours in low mode, so it's very versatile. This was a little pricey for what it was. It was about 30 bucks, so not insane, but a little more on the expensive side. But that's Duluth Trading Company. If you're familiar with the brand, it's definitely not the cheapest one out there. I like to think that it's one of the better ones out there, but definitely not the cheapest. Really cool product. Only thing I probably would knock it for is just back here. This is nice high quality plastic and it's flexible. You can see it could accommodate different neck shapes and things like that. But I would be a little bit nicer if it had like a silicone or rubber finish grip. It just feels a little unfinished. It doesn't irritate my neck, but the rest of the product feels really high quality, and I just feel like the strap back here might have been a little bit of a cheap out. The weight feels nice, everything works. And I really, really like it. So if you are in the market for something like this, I think it's really great supplemental. Sometimes even in my garage, I've got great lights, but just where I happen to be working casts a pretty big shadow. And so then I want a supplemental light, maybe have a little bench light or something like that. This is a great option. It's super versatile. It can kind of take the place of a giant floodlight that you're using outside, a bench light that you're using at your desk, things like that. So give it a try. It's really cool. The Tradesman Neck Light by Duluth Trading Company. Let me know what you guys think, and hopefully I'll talk to you tomorrow. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.